Welcome, welcome, welcome. You have now entered the cosmic radio receptors of KCOW 100.7 FM in Brookings, Oregon. Thank you for tuning into this week's fabulous program. I'm Dr. Gigi, and my co-host is, as always, Jacques Kepner. How are you today?
You'll find out why I'm coughing. Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the Doc and Jacques Radio Variety Show. Special thanks to sound engineers Tom Bozak, Ray Simon, Michael Gors, Linda Bozak out there listening, and many others. I want to mention that you'll be hearing this live show on KCAW in Brookings, Oregon, right here and now. That said, the same show will be rebroadcast on exactly 1 week from now, each and every Wednesday on KZZH 96.7 FM in Eureka, Humboldt, at 8 a.m., so you got to rise early. And then a few hours later at 1 p.m. on my old alma mater, KFUG 101.1 FM in Crescent City, California. So now you know, Dr. Gigi and I have your coasts covered. We got a great show today. A lot of fun. Stay tuned because we got another brilliant guest on. She's been there a few times. Yeah. Okay, what medical marvels does my brilliant, multilingual, German practicing physician, part-time hospice director, 3-time patent-holding scientist in what? DNA genetics, and major university professor. What do you have for us today for this week's health segment of MDGG?
Well, thank you, honey bear. Okay, so today we're talking about coughing. Right, so a cough is a natural reflex, usually, that protects our lungs by clearing irritants from the airway, hence the cough. And so we expel mucus, germs, allergens, and other irritants.
Expel mucus. It sounds like a heck of a movie title.
Yeah, the air expelled or swirled out during a cough can be as fast as 50 miles per hour.
We can cough 50 miles per hour. Oh, that's fast. You know what else is pretty fast?
What?
My latest diet. It's called the whiskey rum diet. And so far, I've lost 4 days. Okay, keep going, please.
Okay, so there's a productive and a wet cough, and a productive and a wet cough, which brings up mucus, phlegm, or sputum, while a non-productive or dry cough that you exhibit right now doesn't produce mucus. It's just an irritant. Now,
that's a fake cough.
That's a fake cough. Fake dry cough. Frequent or severe coughing can disrupt, obviously, sleep, interfere with work, affect social interactions.
Speaking of interactions, I asked the librarian yesterday if the library had any books on paranoia. And she said, shh, they're right behind you.
Stop. Certain blood pressure medications, like lisinopril, can induce a cough in some individuals.
And of course, there must be smoking in there.
Well,
also.
Yeah, sure.
Right. We're all former smokers.
Generally, coughs caused by infection like colds or the flu or other things are contagious. Although the cough itself does not necessarily indicate if it's infectious or not. So the cough by itself doesn't mean anything.
And this is totally related to it. But as you know, last week my Visa card was stolen.
Yeah?
Yep. Now it's everywhere that I want to be. But guess what? I don't think I'll report it's been stolen. The thief is spending a lot less than I do. All right, keep going there, Doc. I won't interrupt you for a while.
Okay, so this is what you learn in medical school or provider school or PA school, nurse practitioner school. So the provider needs to make the differential of what causes the cough. And so that's why a lot of questions will be asked. So for example, a patient comes in with a dry cough. The dry cough differential would be asthma, reflux disease, viral infections, maybe, allergies, atypical pneumonia, meds, like the lisinopril, postnasal drip, or tuberculosis at the beginning.
I test positive to tuberculosis thanks to my late friend Keith Flynn, who gave me tuberculosis as a young teenager, or he exposed me to it. Okay. So I test positive all these years. I never had any problem with it. I was just one of 15 people he infected.
Wait, are you telling the truth right now?
Yeah. I will always test positive to tuberculosis. You should know that. So I just keep trying to lose my cough, but it keeps finding me, darn it. Now, wait a minute. You said something PA school or med school?
No, med school, PA school, nurse practitioner school. They all learn the differential. Okay. You have to learn the differentials.
First time I've heard you say they make no doubt you have an MD. You are a medical doctor. Okay, keep going.
Other people learn stuff
All right,
too.
okay, good.
So we'll go through those dry coughs,
Yeah,
some of
let's
them.
do that.
So asthma is one of them. And asthma can actually present as a cough variant. We always think it's like wheezing, but it actually can also be a dry cough. So this is what the providers can ask.
All right.
Is it a seasonal cough? Do you wake up at night with a dry cough? Is there asthma in the family? Do you have skin irritations or eczema? So all these questions would indicate that this is asthma that is a cough variant, right? So then if you have made the diagnosis of asthma, then you offer an albuterol inhaler and or do a pulmonary function test, and ta-da, you might be treated well.
All right, what is GERD?
So GERD is it's reflux, acid reflux disease, which can also present with a dry cough. So then, of course, you don't know what the dry cough is, so you have to ask all those questions. So, but the questions that lead to GERD is it more frequent after a meal, the dry cough? Does the meal choice have anything to do with the dry cough? You get it?
Kind of weird.
Is it more frequent when you lay down at night? Is there obviously a family history of reflux disease? And so then once you have decided this is actually a cough because of reflux disease, then you offer the proton pump inhibitor like Prilosec or something like that, Nexium.
Oh.
And if that doesn't go away, then you get a EGD, an esophageal gastroduodenal scope to find out what's
technical.
going on.
Dr. Gigi asked me, what do you want to hear first, the good news or the bad news? And I said, well, Doc, give me the good news. And she said, well, you're about to have a horrible new disease named after you. Okay, now let's talk about wet coughs. It just sounds kind of like that'd be a good. That would be Dan. That would be a good name for a movie. Phlegm.
So the wet cough differential is pneumonia.
Okay, that's a phlegm cough, right?
Usually,
okay,
unless it's atypical. Atypical pneumonia, heart failure, COPD, bronchitis, or the later TB.
Tuberculosis later on, right.
So if somebody comes in, if you suspect pneumonia, then you ask these questions. How long has it been going on? Are there any sick contacts? Are there any muscle aches?
Well, so what if
they're more painful, then you think it's a viral pneumonia, actually.
I see, because that could affect it, right?
Are there any fevers or chills? Is the blood pressure much lower? Is the pulse much higher? Are you fatigued? So then you do a blood test, and the blood test can indicate that you have an increased white blood cell count because they are busily fighting the pneumonia.
But viral versus bacterial in nature? Is that?
Yeah, so usually a textbook would be lymphocytes being higher with viruses and neutrophils being higher with bacteria. But that's, textbook type thing.
Okay.
And is there a chest x-ray? In the chest x-ray, you can very often see a pneumonia.
Yeah, that's true.
And when you do have a suspicion for bacterial pneumonia, then you don't just go, a lot of people go and say, I have a cough, I have pneumonia and I want an antibiotic. But you have to actually do all these little questions to find out if it is bacterial, because if it's not bacterial, it doesn't matter what antibiotic you give them, it doesn't work, right, against the bacteria. And then you have to kind of differentiate, is it... I don't know, is it community acquired? Is it hospital acquired? Is it what kind of pneumonia it is? And then you go through the antibiotic route.
A lot of us catch diseases at hospitals, as we know that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, recently...
That's hospital acquired.
Recently, again, I went back to Dr. Gigi and I said, Doc, I feel like a dog. And she said, well, how long have you felt like this? And I told her, ever since I was a puppy.
And you thought that was going to work?
I didn't get a laugh out of it.
Yeah, it's pretty cute.
All right, moving on to heart failure. Doc.
Okay, so heart failure is my last little blurb.
Okay, here we go.
So things to ask when you think they have heart failure. This is wet cough, right? Is there any prior or other cardiac issue? Heart issue, right? Is there leg swelling?
Leg swelling.
Leg swelling.
Okay.
Yeah. Is there associated shortness of breath, especially with exertion? Is the chest x-ray done and it can show heart failure? And has there been an echo done, or do you want to order an echocardiogram? That's an ultrasound of the heart. That one is...
You studied that last week.
Yeah. What? An
2 weeks
EKG.
ago. Yeah, EKG.
Yeah, and that's different. And that one is the gold standard for heart failure. And then there's different kinds of heart failures. And so depending on the heart failure, you give them a diuretic, a peeing pill, so the water gets off.
A peeing pill, yeah.
And depending on if it is another one, you give them some other medications. Okay, one more, the COPD. COPD is super, super prevalent, right? A lot of people have that. Obviously, the biggest thing is, have you been a smoker? Most people who have COPD are smokers. As a matter of fact, when you have a cough and you have a smoking history, you have a clinical diagnosis of COPD, which then later can be actually diagnosed with a pulmonary function test. But if you're a smoker, you have wet cough, ta-da! Pretty much everybody thinks you have COPD, and you get treated with that.
Cool.
So the treatment would be inhaling.
Did you just say cool?
I said cool one. I mean that they've come up with this test, and they've also come up with a new cancer vaccine. We just read about it this morning, right?
Yeah,
right.
Is it
cancer,
I thought it
lung
was
cancer
a lung cancer,
vaccine.
non-small or small.
And it picks out the big bullies, the cancer bullies, and it beats them up.
Non-small or small lungs.
There you go. There you go. All right. Well, is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Well,
thanks
Dan,
for bearing with me. He was really worried that it would be boring. It's so cool.
No, it was pretty cool.
That was great.
Yeah, very interesting. I told Dr. Gigi, hey, everybody hates me. She told me, don't be ridiculous, Jacques. Not everyone has met you yet. Okay, thank you so much, Doctor, for this enlightening conversation about coughing. All right, it's time for us to move on to our guest.
Ooh.
A guest that has broken a new record here on the Doc and Jacques Radio Variety Show by being on this program, not once, twice, but 3 consecutive weeks in a row.
Dang.
And no, it's not because we are boring and have nothing better to do or people to talk to at all. None of that. But we, just like so many others in our coastal region, are fans of an amazing man that walks in our midst.
Aw.
Dan Springen joins us in the studio again today to recap just how the Wild Rivers Film Festival, now in its 3rd year, just completed its 3rd year,
yeah.
how it all went down last week and how it did so by a person that should know it best. For Dan is the executive director of the WRFF, Wild Rivers Film Foundation. Lucky guy.
Festival.
But wait, stop, hold on. This man, whom so many call a friend, is also an accomplished professional singer.
Yeah.
He's a songwriter, and he's a poet for our age. My goodness, some folks just ooze the creative juices. One thing's certain, Dan Springen has left his imprint on the Doc and Jacques in a wonderful way, along with so many, many, many other people in our coastal community. So we thank you. And without any further verbiage from me, let's get right to the man himself. Dan Springen, welcome to the Doc and Jacques Radio Variety Show.
I'm going to head out in the lobby and see if that guy's out there and see if I can bring him in here for the show. I feel, that was so sweet. Oh my gosh. I didn't expect that, but I adore you guys, and it's an honor for me to be on your show 3 weeks in a row. And, I just hope that, I'm offering some information that gets people excited about film.
Right.
Right.
And independent film. We had a great festival.
Yeah, tell us about it. Was this a success?
It was the best year yet.
Good.
As, a lot of times you wouldn't just go on and say, no, this was not better than 2003. But really, for those of you guys out there listening, and I hope some of my staff is out there listening.
Hope so.
This team that was assembled for this festival this year is buttoned up. Matt and Kathy, Chrissy Cooper, Aiden Lyles from Chetco Pelican Players, Kenny Wright, Sue's nephew. Everybody, they were just so dialed in that it took the stress off of me. because, I mean, film festivals are supposed to be fun, but when they're running wonky, it gets stressful. But these gals and guys just did a fantastic job. And thank you to Abigail's and, and the Elks Club.
Manly Art Center,
and the Aquatic.
The semi-aquatic
was beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean,
Spencer, yeah.
Yeah, and he's a cool dude. And his kid is Blake, and he was one of the students that I taught at the workshop.
Yeah.
And he's a talented kid, too. I mean, he plays music. For our final outro of the show, he led. He was like the musical director. He's 13. He's like the musical director with all the kids playing their instruments. Cool. It was really cool.
So you're thinking the Wild Rivers Film Festival is here to stay?
There's no doubt about it. Ultimately, the one thing that kills a festival is the lack of community support, the lack of sponsorship. Those are the real killers, because you could get $100,000 a year from sponsors, but if the community isn't supporting it, it'll fail. But you could have 100 people from the community come and watch movies, but if you don't have sponsors, it can fail. And here it's a nice blend, but still there's work to be done on the sponsorship end, because it's dirt cheap to go and see movies, right?
Right.
Like you can get a day pass for $20. A day pass gets you 12 hours, right?
Right.
You go to any other film festival. Sorry, what was that about the coffee? So you can go to any other film festival in the world, and to get a full day pass would cost you over $100, because they want to get money for every movie that's played. So it's a benefit to the community to be able to go and watch movies at a discounted rate from other festivals. And you got to remember, there's a lot of great indigenous films that we played this year. That's another thing that's growing, is the amount of films from the area that are being submitted. But I cherry pick the best from my festival in Orlando to come up here and play.
Right.
So when you do that, you know that you got good films, and you show them at a cheap rate. And not a cheap rate, but something that everybody can afford.
Fair deal, yeah.
A fair deal.
Yeah.
And, and the box office is not how a festival survives.
No.
I mean, that's how you pay for lunch for the staff and for the volunteers. The way that you can get your film festival really on the fast track is all the folks out there with expendable income of $1,000 a year join the Founding Circle Club. It's the Founders Circle Club, which just got implemented this year by our board. And it's, as long as you do $1,000 a year, you make a commitment to do $1,000 a year, you get 4 VIP passes, advanced seating. You can go to all those great parties that we all went to.
Right.
Go to the award show, and your name goes on a brick. They'll make have these bricks. You've seen them in different establishments, or you'll see boards that have their name tags, because they're the ones that are keeping the festival alive and going. And if there were 100 people in this town
wow, you're
to
right.
just support this festival with $1,000 per year,
right,
it will never go away, and it will thrive, and it will become bigger. And as it grows bigger, then economy grows,
Waiting for the movies to start, we were treated to a constant showing on the big screen about who the sponsors were. And back, and it's like who's who, right?
Right.
It's the people.
Yeah.
And she runs into her former boss, Mike Lane, at the CEO at Sutter Coast Hospital.
Yeah, Mike was great.
Yeah, and he
helped
told
out
me,
so much with
they
the
give a
festival.
$5,000 sustaining member or whatever it is there.
Yeah.
And we saw those names up there, and I thought, man, this is a complete list of who's who in this society, in our community. And
Nate over at Edward Jones.
There we go. That's right.
Yeah.
All these interesting people. And then those are just, there were some much higher. Some of, did you ever?
Talawa, the Talawa Dene Nation, Cheryl and Kim. I mean, other than just loving them to death, I mean, I think you heard what I said in opening night, but they embraced me. I mean, they brought me into their camp. They do a camp every year during the fishing season. They invited me in, fed me, allowed my film crew to be able to shoot what they were doing. It was I was not only honored, but something changed in me. And then they allowed me the chance to edit their film that I shot for them.
Wow.
And now we're just waiting for it to get through tribal council. They have to do their final pass on it to make sure it's what they what they want. And then we'll hopefully have it next year at the festival.
Yeah.
Right on.
No, who won this year?
This year's winner was a film called Backseat Driver, and it came out of Portland. And it's a comedy, and it has a funky twist. And if I talk anything about it, it instantly gives a twist away. So
Yeah,
it
won.
Okay,
it won Best Picture, and it also won Best Supporting Actor.
And how about the short film? Was that Blueberries?
The short film was Blueberries. That was Eric.
Eric,
Yeah.
he became my buddy.
He was so cool.
Yeah.
He loves this town. You guys,
He's
man.
cool, man. He's a good guy.
He
Philadelphia,
immersed,
Jersey boy, you know.
Yeah. And he's like, as soon as actually, I think somewhere, maybe on the Facebook page, you can see his acceptance speech. And I won't
look it up.
say exactly what he said, but ultimately he says, you guys blanking rock, this town blanking rocks. You're the ability to come here and make a film would be very easy because everything is beautiful.
Aww.
And, and he said that when he gets back to Jersey, he's going to blow it up on the East Coast.
Right.
So, so
next
just get
year
the word
it's
out.
going to keep more and more people going to flow in.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to get more and more. How does the Wild Rivers Film Festival differ from other festivals? You've been running the Orlando Festival for 18 years,
Yes,
right?
sir. Yep.
And you are the ED there, the executive director?
That's correct.
Why don't people call them ED? Because it means something else.
AEC.
ED.
Now, listen,
Something else.
some things you just can't joke about.
Okay, you've always got to pronounce that out. Executive director. You can't say ED.
Just call me Ed. Don't go the ED route. Just, he's the Ed.
How is it different from so many other film festivals? And again, you're intimately, Orlando has an 8-day program, right?
8 days.
Wow.
Yeah.
This was a 4-day.
Yeah, this one's 4. But I tried to emulate my festival in Orlando up here as close as I can, because each morning we do a educational program that starts at 10 a.m. and goes to 11:30. Same thing in Orlando. But in Orlando, I have 8 days, so I can go into individual categories. So we would start with writing and then directing, producing, cinematography, art department, sound, editing, and then distribution. But because this is a 4-day festival, I do it in the 3 blocks that films are made: pre-production, production, post-production. And by the way, we had Martin Scorsese's editor here the whole time he was here, and he took the award for Eve Annenberg, who had to get back to New York, but for the film The Work, ... A Conversation. And that's about the women who started and maintained the acting
The three
portion,
ladies. The three ladies, yeah.
Yeah, who at Juilliard.
Yeah, it's the Juilliard.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
And the thing is Eve was in class 14. So she knows these women intimately and was able to get the interviews. And I mean, they canned people like Robin Williams got canned from Juilliard.
That's right. Somebody else famous one. Yeah, multiple people.
Laura
Yeah.
Linney.
Wow. Right. Rob
Kevin Kline made it through, but then they didn't care.
Yeah.
It's like, you're who? Oh no, you got to go. But what a great
Problem with
film.
somebody. He's too hairy.
And too much hair.
Don't take your shirt off.
Yeah, please no.
No.
So that was great. So they got Best Documentary, and then Best Documentary Short also went to. And what I love about this film, it's called Bolin, and it's about the wildfires that took down your fire, the Bolin fire lookout, I guess it would be called out here. And so a team of people got together and went out and rebuilt it. Now this is the same kid, and I call him a kid because he's 24. I mean, I'm only 28, but I call a lot of people who are younger than me.
Double that.
Maybe triple. Well, anyway, we can talk about that. Don't
Yeah,
ask for
it's almost triple.
Look, the only people who know my actual age are the people at Freddie Meyer.
How do they know that? You're going to get an ED medicine or what?
No, hey, it's enough of that. No, because every time you buy one can of beer, so you're kind of getting one.
Right.
Yeah.
Forced.
So what will you do differently next year, do you think?
Stay longer.
Yeah,
really?
good.
Wait, how long have you been here this trip?
90, just over 90 days.
Whoa,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I was here 14 the first year, 34 last year, and just over 90 days this year.
Next year it's going to be, well, I only returned to Orlando now for 90 days.
Yeah.
The rest of the time I'm out here.
Look, I mean, the internet is... I'll just set up a camera so I can see my house.
That's
perfect.
nice.
In Orlando.
Perfect. It is a beautiful spot. I mean, this place is heaven on earth, is it not? I mean, it's a magical place. The whole coast is.
Yeah, I've enjoyed every year. I enjoy being here. But you know what was really great about this year? Being here 90 days, I got to make a lot of friends in town, including you guys.
Yeah.
And, Ray and Rick and
Michael and
Tom
and everybody here.
Just the whole radio crew, but then out in the in the world out here where everybody's jamming on jam nights. Like you brought me up to do the
open
couple
mic
tunes at the Chetco
brewery.
Yeah, and then I'll tell you, there's a couple guys in town, gals too, that just sing beautifully.
Oh
They're
my
like nightingales.
I know.
And and their guitar prowess is amazing.
We got a lot of very talented people here. And we noticed all the brewery owners knew you immediately, like Misty Mountain over here. They just called you out of me. Hey, come on over, man. Get another beer.
Yeah.
They're
my buddies, Matt and Liz. As a matter of fact, so when I got into town, I went on a little road trip and I think to Crescent City. It's the place that has the big lumberjack.
No, that is south of there, but that's the
that's
Mystery
the-
Gardens. Trees of Mystery.
Trees of Mystery.
Yeah.
So stopped in there and I bought a redwood.
You did.
I bought a redwood and I planted it.
You did already.
I planted it and then I named it Misty. After Misty Mountain.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, play Misty. Okay.
Yeah, play. And I took it to Matt and Liz today because unfortunately I have to go home.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So.
Oh, you mean planted it in a pot?
I planted it in a pot.
Oh.
Yeah. No, I ran out in the redwood and I looked for its parents.
You're growing? Did you say you're growing?
And, I just found, the two best looking trees because I wouldn't buy a ugly redwood. Yeah. So I took it to them today. I said to him, look, your daughter, if you raise Jade, she was in my class. I said, you raise Jade, I think you can manage my kid. She doesn't talk back. There's no, yes.
All right. What have you learned this year that maybe you wouldn't do next year? Any lessons learned that you would say, man, we shouldn't have done this or you can't do that?
I think that's a great question. Yeah. I think it would be maybe adjusting the timings a little bit because it's hard for people to get from one point to another in the amount of time that it takes to get there, get out of the car.
Yeah.
Right. And so I think I'm going to adjust the runtime of the blocks by about 15 minutes because there's no place in Brookings you can't get to in 15 minutes and get out of your car and get inside.
That's true too.
So I think I'm going to adjust it by 15 minutes, but I wouldn't change my staff. I wouldn't change anything. I think the parties were great.
Yeah, you had a great staff, man. So many people working for it, and just uplifting people and smiling and accommodating and super nice.
And then it's figuring out what movies Brookings wants. And I've been doing this 3 years, and I keep trying to dial it in a little bit better each year.
I agree. I think you've done better.
more fun movies, fun up.
Well, wait, we liked Hope. About the hospice nurse.
And Hope was sponsored by,
Coastal. Coastal Hospice?
No.
Yeah. So it was. I'm so sorry. I
it
forget,
was a hospice, but I think.
Okay. Well,
but the film was sponsored, and
cool.
and it's such a great message.
And then we like the dystopia, the COVID dystopia 4-minute video, a trip. I'd love to see it again. I said they should play it twice because it goes by so fast, right? All those little scenes, and then
the beautiful thing about that is he was here. He was a Disney. Illustrator. Like he worked on Lion King, the pup in Lion King, the small cat. I don't know the film that well. I watch a lot of indie stuff. But anyway, he was like the artist who created that.
Cool.
Right.
So, and he was here, and that film, every frame in that film was hand drawn.
I love it.
And he was drawing while he was here too.
Wow. Totally cool. Mid-break time. Time flies when we're having fun. It's that time for the Doc and Jacques to say we're proudly broadcasting from KCIW 100.7 FM studios in lovely coastal Brookings, Oregon. The list of major sponsors for this community radio station is beginning to dwindle down after 7 or plus months. People have been advertising, and the open sponsorship, major sponsorship, is now available for those that might be hearing this. You could talk to me, reach out to me. I'm on Facebook or there's lots of ways, docandjacques@gmail.com. But those major supporters of this program and community radio are Advanced Airlines, flying in and out of nearby Crescent City to Oakland and LA 7 days a week. Dr. John Kirk's Porta Pints Brewery, craft brewery, now in 2 locations in Crescent City. And Cynthia, his wife, she owns Tsunami Lanes Bowling Center, all in Crescent City. Michelle Bupert with our own vibrant local Curry County Chamber of Commerce. Thank you. The Crescent Harbor Art Gallery in Crescent City, anchored in the harbor next to the boats. Nick and Lisa Rail, another big sponsor for the festival, and his PPA, or the Partnership for the Performing Arts. Thank you. The medical team at Chetco Medical and Aesthetics in Harbor. And lastly, my dear co-host, Dr. Gigi Reed, and yours truly, Jacques Kepner. On behalf of KCIW, thank you to all of you. Back to here we are.
The Wild River Festival, because we also want to go to the next chapter after, because we have music, right?
Yeah, we got this guy.
First, we want to finish. How do people get?
How do they reach out to the WRFF? The Wild River
Festival? The easiest way is just go to, it's exactly as it sounds, wildriversfilmfestival.com.
Okay,
and you can get the information there. All the films that we played this year, you can't watch them, but you can read about them.
Right on.
And you know what? If you missed it, when these films go into worldwide distribution, watch them. Find them, watch them.
Right.
Are they going to be on YouTube or anything?
Some may see a lot of times the way it works is that the short films, once they've done their festival run, then they put them up on YouTube and they live there forever, right? Because you don't put short films into worldwide distribution. Right. But all of these films, like Take From Me, like Backseat Driver, these are films that are going to get distribution. And when they get distribution, if they're not going through the studio chain, they're probably not going to be in theaters, but you'll be able to find them on like Amazon, Prime, Netflix.
Support them. Yeah.
So keep an eye out.
Do you get people all the time like submitting you scripts and things like that? By the way, I have something here for you.
Why are you going to set me up like that, John? That was funny, though.
All right. So
that's all the time.
WildRiversFilmFestival.com is a great way. And people, what happens if they want to enter a film or a script? What do they do?
That's another great question. So if you have a finished screenplay, you can enter it at the same place you can enter your films, and that is filmfreeway.com.
Filmfreeway.com.
And then there's tons of festivals, but you just look for Wild Rivers Film Festival and their page comes up, and then you can submit through that page. But you have to get an account, and I believe, I don't think it's very expensive, or it might even be free. I use the other end of it. I use the administration end, not the submission end. But that's how you put your screenplays and your films up for us to review. Now, just by putting it in doesn't mean you're in the festival.
Right.
You're putting it in and you're paying your money so that it can be watched and reviewed by professional filmmakers to determine whether it has the quality to play.
Okay.
And that's at filmfreeway.com.
Right.
And then it might be /Wild Rivers Film Festival, but just search for Wild Rivers Film Festival and you'll find it.
We're just going to skip that. Here's my copy right here.
No, we saw somebody.
You're going to have to submit too. I mean,
darn it.
Everybody has to pay, Jacques.
How about people want to donate? They want to get involved now. How do they find out? Just by going to that website and they find out how they could become a sponsor, $1,000 sponsor?
Yeah, there is a sponsor page on wildriversfilmfestival.com. But also, if you're not like internet, savvy, but you're good with emails, just send an email to info@wildriversfilmfestival.com, and that'll go to our board, and our board can call you, walk you through it.
Cool.
Especially because the website hasn't been updated Did I say it like updated?
Updated.
It hasn't been updated. For the founders, the new Founders Circle, which I think it's really brilliant that the board came up with that this year, because that's what's going to build that community support and have it for years to come. Right. So that one certainly, because it's not on the website, but if you are interested in becoming a Founders Circle member
for next year,
yeah, just text info at wildriversfilmfestival.com.
Okay, we got it. Folks, you've heard Dan Springen talking about the super successful, wonderfully fun, and entertaining
and
4 days.
Done. Those movies are very professional.
They're so fun. Yeah, so much cool. It's good to see different. And we liked all of them except a few, but I'm not going to mention. Okay. We're going to
it happens.
It happens.
It happens every year.
We're going to switch over to something else that, again, we were so blown away. Yeah, our other guest.
The music
guest. And that is Dan Springen is in the studio with us today.
Let me go grab him. Hey, Jacques.
Hey, Dan.
Did you bring your guitar? Oh, shoot. Where's my harmonicas are here. Okay, but we found out I played a harmonica. You were saying Seminole Wind at a couple of weeks ago at the open mic at the Chetco, and we were so blown away, and everybody else was too. You have a great story about when you were younger, and I want you to tell it, where you couldn't decide whether you were going to go with a film career or a music career. Can you tell us that quickly?
That's very sweet of you to remember that. So, yeah, I was young. I was just out of film school, but I went to film school late. I went when I was 26, 27. But prior to that, I was just playing music. And I was in bands and writing music but I went to film school because I said, I want to be a filmmaker.
Filmmaker, sure.
So I go to film school. I shot a little film called The Reel. It's a black and white artistic piece. And then submitted it to film festivals. But what I didn't realize is you got to finish the film.
The Reel was really finished?
It was really not done completely. And I and I'm like, because I thought you could do work in progress, but that's for features, right? Because they can get a gist of but me, it's like there's no music. So what ended up happening is I kept getting rejected. And then a buddy of mine was getting married and said, hey, will you come up to Tennessee for my wedding? And I said, hey, Sam, I'll try. And this is Sam Ayers, who was an actor in L.A., and, he acted in my film, The Reel. I was blessed to have him, have such a talented actor in this little film that I created 20-something years ago. I mean, like 10.
Yeah,
4 days ago. So Sam didn't even expect me up there. I said, I'll try, Sam. I'll try and get there. And because of what was going on, I'm going through a midlife crisis at 26.
26.
And
don't know what to do.
I had no idea. I was like, I did a lot of theater when I was younger, played in a lot of rock and roll bands. And then now I have this film degree that somebody, that seems like nobody likes my work. Little did I know that I would return from. So I jumped in my
car. You made it to the wedding.
My car made it to the wedding. Top down. We talked about this. I had the top down the entire way, even when it was raining. And if you've ever had a convertible, it doesn't get you wet because it bounces right over the windshield. I just determined, I said, I'm not going to put the top down. I'm going to go and soul search for a while. And I made up my mind. I said, that's it. I'm going back to music.
You got to stick with it. That's your
Sticking
career
with
path.
music. That's what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And when I got home, there was a letter in the mail from the Cine organization, which is a very big, it's a government award for filmmaking.
Cine, C-I-N.
C-I-N-E. Yep. And so I open it up and they go, congratulations. You are an amazing filmmaker. We love your film. We're going to fly you to D.C., put you up, have you at... So I get goosebumps. I mean, look at the hair on my arm standing up. But that's exactly how it went. And I went, nah, we'll stick with the film. We'll stick with it. That's exactly how it happened. But I've always had that love for music and,
Yeah, well, you'll find out. We're going to find out here
Yeah,
we have
gifted with with a decent voice and an ear, for
really good voice
for songs, and making sure to tell the story within the song.
Because you're not just singing it; you are writing it.
Yeah,
you're writing. Are you a poet?
Oh no, I haven't really messed with poetry, but I truly believe that songs, because of the structure, that it's musical poetry.
Okay, what is your genre in most of these?
Now it's country music. I started out playing rock and roll, but then my voice, I couldn't hit those high notes like Sebastian Bach and all those guys that I used to cover when I was younger. And I was in a band called Angel Heart years ago, and we covered the high end stuff. We were doing Bon Jovi and Warrant and Winger and the Bullet Boys, and so that was the era that I came up. And then I shot and edited a music video for a band called American Steel in Orlando, Florida. And I loved the song, but I wasn't really a country guy. But when you edit the same thing for, like 10 days in a row to get the edit perfect, you've listened to that song hundreds of times, and then it just stuck, and I really haven't turned back. It's like a Southern Americana is kind of what I'm doing now.
Cool, that's your
Southern Americana
genre.
Yeah.
And you have been doing this for a while, and you are extremely talented, and you do have some original songs you brought along with us, which for today is going to be the first time we've never had a non-live musical guest where they don't have their guitars, and like Troy Spence was last week when you did a cameo, Troy and Rodney Spence. They were in here live with their things. But we're going to give it a try on your iPhone. You have downloaded.
Yeah, because you came as a film person and not the musician.
But, we got to hear your music. So talk to us about a couple of the songs you would like to. Let's listen to three of them because they're all about three minutes.
Okay. Well, I think starting with Costa Reconditioning. So Costa Reconditioning is a song that I wrote after some family members who like to surf returned from Costa Rica. And they totally fell in love with it. And I love them and their kids. So I wanted to do something special for them based on the stories that they were telling me. And it was that they always dreamt of going, but they couldn't because the kids were in school, because life was just in the way of them going. And then finally they went. So Costa Reconditioning is my variation of their
Costa
story.
Reconditioning. That's got it. I see. Now I listened to it. No, I remember it's a good song. It's good. All right, so let's play that. I'm giving a thumbs up for our sound engineers in there, Tom, and are we all ready to go? Okay.
Yes, thumbs up.
They're giving us thumbs up. Let's listen to
Costa Reconditioning.
Costa Reconditioning by Dan Springen.
I've been working all week, come home dead on my feet, dreaming of going somewhere. It's not back to work, 'cause my boss is a jerk. It's to a beautiful coastline waiting out there in Costa Rica. You're always on my mind. Costa Rica, I leave my worries behind. Day after day, my life seems the same, so I think about you and me. It's like Costa Rica conditioning. Got your picture on the wall, and I stare at it all weekend long, 'cause it takes me away. I could cut the grass, but it's a pain in my attitude. That's why here is where I'm gonna stay. In Costa Rica, you're always on my mind. Costa Rica, I leave my worries behind. the same. So I think about you and me. It's like Costa Rica conditioning.
Whoa, there it is.
Dang, so
Dan the Springen
cool.
playing guitar.
Yes, and Dan was singing here with it.
You're playing the music, and I realize I'm videotaping you, and you're saying your picture on the wall, and you're pointing at the wall. We're laughing hysterically here in the studio while that's playing, and then I realize I've got you on film, but there's no music.
Right.
So we're not hearing in the studio. You've got to have headphones on. Wow.
Well,
Costa Rica conditioning. What a fun thing. Yeah, we'll make a short film on this. So it's going to be submitted next year.
I love it because it's fun. It's danceable. It kind of when I wrote it, I wanted to be like a Kenny Chesney, Jimmy Buffett style vibe.
Yeah, it is.
Are laughing hysterically here. It's
It was nice. I love it.
Okay, we got about 13 minutes. Let's play another. What's the second?
Okay, so the next one, this one kind of rocked me a little bit. So when Glenn Frey from the Eagles passed away, because I grew up on the Eagles.
As many of us did, yeah.
Yeah.
Oops.
And so Don Henley is like my favorite singer-songwriter. But when Glenn died, it really affected me. Mm-hmm. So I said, I'm going to try and do I'm getting choked up. I said, I'm going to try and do a tribute song about Glenn Frey. And I want it to be special. It can't just be, just blasé. It's got to be, I got to feel good about it. So I wrote this song called Fly High. Now, I'm not going to give you the kind of the spin of it. I think you Eagles fans will pick up on it. Cool. But it's called Fly High. And this is a tribute song that I wrote for Glenn Frey when he
roll with it, man. Dan Springen in the KCIW studios. Okay. Here we are. Fly High.
Tonight there's a heartache in the city. Stayed up till the bars burned down. And I sit here sipping tequila, watching a lonely sunrise. Hard to believe you're already gone. Even though I can't, I'd like to tell you why. I learned to see the light in a lover's eyes, and that everything you taught me wasn't a waste of time. Now you belong to that city in the sky. So fly high where eagles dare to roam. Fly high and know you're not alone. Our lives have been molded by your song. So fly and no, we'll never say goodbye. Your words brought a peaceful, easy feeling to generations every day. We'll try to take it easy and love again as we drive our lives in the fast lane. The outlaw man has crossed the border, a desperado in the night. The sad cafe is empty since a lone ranger has taken flight. by.
Yeah.
Wow. What
Pull
a
out the
great
handkerchiefs,
song.
right?
Oh, yeah.
That is just, we're all touched here. We're literally, I
Yeah,
got
oh
teary-eyed a
my
little bit here. I heard Peaceful, Easy Feeling. Now, I'm not a big rock, I don't know that much about music, but I picked up
You want to
Peaceful, Easy Feeling. I picked up Outlaw Man, Desperado, Lone Ranger, and The New Kid in Town.
Yeah.
So that's some of them, right?
That's some of them, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, there's like 14 or 15 different song titles that were built into a storyline.
Wow.
Well, great
And then
song.
the Eagles called Glenn Fry the Lone Arranger. So that one weird, since the Lone Arranger is taking flight,
That's
that's,
how I remember
really
what you were
what
saying,
they
yeah.
called him.
Huh.
He was a Lone Ranger. So.
Yeah. So do you have CDs?
Yeah, well, I mean, not,
People don't do CDs anymore?
it's all Apple Music and things
Yeah.
like that. But I mean, really, I know it sounds weird. And my wife would always say, why don't you sell your music? Why don't you sell your music? And it's just like a personal thing for me. You know what, you guys, this is the first time I've ever had my music on the radio.
Oh,
I'll be
really?
damned, hey.
Dang.
So
And
it's like,
so
yeah, it's a
beautiful. It is
milestone.
beautiful.
Wow.
It's a milestone.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, wow. Here, I got $20 for the rights to it.
You got 25? I gotta get a cab home
21
before the show's over.
I'm actually trying to hand him money. I'm sorry to insult. I didn't
Okay,
mean.
we have to
You're
hurry.
right.
Yeah,
Okay, we have one our favorite song. So let's get to it right now because we got just enough time to get into it.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So this song, just quickly, it's called River Queen,
Yo, no
and it's written for this area and somebody from this area that I consider my festival wife.
And who's that?
That's Donna at the Redwood.
Hey, Donna.
And Darren, Darren cracks me up. They have such a wonderful, beautiful relationship. So he didn't hurt me when I wrote this song for her.
It's called River Queen, and
called
it
River-
mentions a certain river that we all know here in the
It does.
Perkins area.
Yeah. So you ready?
Yep.
Yes.
You gonna roll with some harp? No? Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
wait.
maybe. Yeah, okay.
If you want,
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
here it comes. It's called River Queen.
She walks the banks where the salmon run. Barefoot steps keep it wild and fun. Her shadow dances in the morning glow. The Chetco whispers what the cedars don't know. The river sings a tune so clear. She hums it back when no one's near. River Queen, with her hair of gold, time flows free. When she's drifting off the cold of Chetco dreams, in her heart tonight, River Queen, in the soft moonlight. She sleeps where the otters play, praises the Lord with each break of day. Pebbles sing beneath her toes. Every ripple of the river is a secret she knows.
The water's cool, the breeze is sweet. The world stops where the currents meet.
River Queen, with her hair of gold, time flows free. When she's drifting off the cold Chetco dreams, in her heart tonight, River Queen,
how much
really,
fun.
Really super cool. Oh my gosh, stop it.
Oh, I keep forgetting. I'm still into the song.
We're still into the other song.
River
Stop.
Queen, talk about the Chetco whispers, the Chetco dreams, the wonderful things, the salmon run, all these things that are so reminiscent for our area. Dan Springen, we're going to miss you, man. You are an inspiration for us and the entire community.
fun.
Just not us. Everybody loves you, man, that's met you. We look forward to your return next year, if not earlier. And when you do, we'll I'll offer you $40 for some of your. I'll double it. No, thank you, man. Very, very much. Thank you for all you brought into our community.
And thank you for having me.
Yeah, very cool. Such a talent with the music. When we first listened to it, it's like, whoa. Or when you played the Seminole thingy.
Seminole Wind, yeah.
Yeah, oh my gosh. Yeah,
okay.
Very cool. And guess what? We're at the end. No quotes, no jokes. You got your jokes in.
No jokes.
You have been listening to the Doc and Jacques Radio Variety Show on KCIW 100.7 FM in Brookings, Oregon. We hope you have enjoyed the show as much as we have with Dan Springen. Right?
Yes, right.
You guys, thank you.
You got it. Hey, how do you stop a bull from charging? Cancel its credit card. Okay.
Thank you, Tom Bozak. Ray
Bozak, yeah. And if you want to reach out to us, docandjacques.gmail.com. Thank you for tuning in. Next is Tony Durso. Thanks again, Dan. Peace and love you.
Thank you, guys. I'll see you in May.
All right.